Here we go. Okay, we're going to work on a new lower end here. It's an Evo 90s. Stupid one-piece flywheel, so late model crap. It's got a 93 and up cover, so it narrows it down. So anyway, we got to rebuild this and we're going to put it into a case. So I got parts are all cleaned up, laying out. This is pretty much the junk side, and this is the stuff we're keeping. And we're going to have to put a pinion bush in here and hold these pistons out so the pins go through them. These are low mileage Weisco pistons. So anyway, you can tell the lower end was real nice. So it's a bunch of scratches in there. So there you go. So we're going to go ahead and clean up these rods and make them look like new. See, there's no light right now, so there's a light, and now you can see better. So these are worn, but I think they're rebuildable. So we'll figure that out. So there you go.
Okay.
That went out. No, it's on. You're good. Alright, so first thing we had to check was a wristband bush. See how loose they were here?
Alright.
Now, see the other one I was using was loose. This one's tight, so that means I was probably using a shovel head wristband instead of an eagle wristband.
Okay.
Because there's 1 thou difference. Okay, these here do not appear to be loose. Yeah, they are semi-loose, but these are still usable. The other wristband on here, we had more clearance on it, so like I said, it was probably a... See how it moves back and forth more?
Right.
So this is probably out of a shovel. I don't have marked up there, so just grabbed one. That's why I grabbed one I'm going to use. Now, if I want to make sure they're really tight, I'll make I can put bushings in it. That's why I pulled them out, but we're trying to save money on this job where we can, so we're going to save some money on this job and not put bushings in it. So this one's a little bit tighter than that one. And both wrist pins seem to be about the same size, which is a big plus too. Speeds up the job. Okay, so that speeds up us rebuilding these a little bit. Okay, I got a new bearing set here. These are stupid Evo style bearings where the bearings fall out. I don't like that style. This one they stay in, these ones they fall out. This here is the older style aluminum cage bearings from the 70s and 80s. These aren't as good as the 60s on back bearings, but they're better than that late model stuff. You actually have more bearing area with these. See how you have more bearings?
Right.
So there's one more bearing in here than here. Get more bearing area. And some of the bearings are longer, some aren't. So anyway, it works. Alright, so we're going to do these. These are standard. This is used. I don't know how big it is yet, but this is a 1/over crank pin, which makes up 1 thou worth of wear. So we're going to start with that, and I might have to go bigger than standard, I don't know yet. We'll see. So we got to figure that out too. It's all stuff you get to figure out as you go. So there's our new crank pin. Make sure it's the correct one. One way you tell you got the correct one pretty quickly is late crank pins have a little short key, early crank pins have long keys. Quick way to tell. The other way you tell is you look at the oil hole. Late crank pins have 90 degree. See, here and here.
Right.
The other ones are over here. They're about 120 degrees. Another way of telling real quick. There's a couple different ways of telling. Here's the flywheels. One piece, can't fix them. So when you got a junk shaft like this, you live with it. Sprocket side, same deal. Make sure it's good. It's got a good tight spline. This one hasn't been all screwed up yet. Looks nice. Threads are good. So we're good. We can either reuse this bearing, or we can take this off. I'm going to take it off because we got a new one to put on it. But you could reuse it probably too. The other problem was we checked our cam cover over here, bushing.
Right.
And we determined that this is worn out along with this. Stick it on here, it should be a relatively tight fit, and that is not relatively tight.
No, it locks.
You can hear it too. So we got to put a new bushing in there, which is laying around here someplace. There it is. Right here. This is Jim's bushing. They tend to have the smallest IDs, so that you actually have to fit them. Now, I'd like to put this in a lathe and external hone this to get it smoothed up a little bit, which means I'll have to run an undersized hole in here. So instead of using a fixed reamer, I'll have to use an adjustable reamer. So we'll get to that when we get to it. So it'll be more complications because we got to compensate for bad flour. Now these washers here are in here good.
Right.
They're not worn and they're still tight. So that's a plus. So we'll keep the washers. So basically we're just going to redo the big end bearings. Make sure the rods are straight. And then we can go ahead and go about fixing that after that. Now these races here are replaceable. This one here has got a few marks in it, but it's okay. Like I said, the customers want to spend money. These are basically not really replaceable because they don't come off the shaft very easy. A lot of times, about half the time you destroy the shaft getting the damn thing off.
Right.
So pretty much it's bad anyway. Get another flywheel. Or better yet, get earlier flywheels. You got replaceable shafts where you can change stuff. Okay. So the first thing I do is set our bore gauge on the hone. So we take our standard, which is what size?
Well, oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me.
I'm tired already.
Ah, come on. I think it said 1.6520, I believe.
Something like that.
Tired already.
Now it appears that it must be the dial bore gauge is cold today. See how quickly that was moving?
Right.
Yeah, that's cold, frigid conditions in here. Okay, we zero this out, so I know what numbers I'm going to use. See, it's not supposed to be quite that slow.
Right.
Okay, so we got that one zeroed.
Right.
Did you figure out what size that was yet?
See, I'm trying to figure out this camera. So 1.6250.
Plus or minus half a mil.
Okay.
Or half a 50 mil, excuse me.
Right.
Half a tenth. That's the accuracy level.
Okay.
This one's old, so it's probably within a tenth. Okay, so we got that set. Now we take the crank pin and measure it with your precision mic, and you got your precision rollers too. Most standard rollers are undersized for some reason. So you can either not compensate for that or compensate for it. It's up to you. If you don't compensate for it, you gain 4/10 clearance, which turns into a race job from a street job. Which one do you like?
I would, whichever one lasts longer.
Loose is good, tight sticks.
Okay.
Loose,
This is what you want if you're flying, right?
loose will rattle though, if it gets loose enough. That's why there's trade-offs and all this stuff. Okay, first thing I do is see what size the crank pin is. It's supposed to be one over, excuse me. Standard would be 1 1/4. Easy, they're undersized for bearing clearance. Okay, so this one right now is under 1 thou.
Right.
Appears to be on the veneer scale about 8/10. So check it again. That time we're 7/10. That's pretty bad for gems. This must be a reject crank pin.
Nice.
Usually they're within a tenth, no problem. This one here, it's 10th out. There's 2/10 out. We're 6/10 now. So either my mic's cold or we got a crappy crank pin. There's 5/10. It's getting worse, not better. Looks like Jim's quality control is taking the back seat to quality. Okay, I was at 6/10 now, so maybe we had a little, I think we had a little burrs or something going on there, a little dust. 6. Maybe I should use my clean shirt to clean it instead of my clean towel.
All right.
Appears we had a couple tenths of air involved someplace. That's why you do multiple readings to get a better idea. Okay, we are back at 6. 6, 5 1/4. Come on, get on there. And that's more. That's 4 1/2 there. It's definitely not up to the normal standard. Just above 4. So it looks like we're going from 4 to 6. It's 5 right there. So 5 is our average.
All right.
That's pretty crappy. That's get done like S&S quality. But not that I would mention other people's product quality.
Yeah, right.
All right, so the bearings. They should be 5 if they're on standard, and we're at 4, which is actually pretty good. These are 3 a lot of times. What are you doing?
Just trying not to be a retard.
Too late. There's a 3. There's a 3 1/2. Keep going blurry on the zoom.
I'm trying to just keep it right in the middle.
Oh, okay. There's a 4. And there's a 3. So the average on that's 3 1/2 on that one. On the big roller, or long roller in this case. Ooh. Lucky to be at 3. 3. These are definitely 3. 3. Okay, so the outside rod is slightly bigger than the inside rod, so we can go ahead and leave an extra 1/10 clearance now if we want to equalize it. The problem is the rod's tapered. This is tapered, so it'll vary all over the place. Okay, so did you get your numbers figured out yet?
I wasn't trying to figure numbers.
Oh, you're way off.
I was not trying to figure one number.
So this is 1 thou over.
Right.
But what size was it?
1.6250.
No.
That sound right?
No.
Then I don't know what to do.
That's what it was over there.
Right. I wasn't trying to remember numbers. I was trying to video you.
I think it was 4 on the low side. Yeah, but you wanted to learn. You have to figure this crap out.
I know.
This one was at 6. It was 5. So I think 5 was our average on this.
Right.
6. But 6 is a high spot, so I usually like going by the high spots and not the low spots. So I'm going to call it 6, but I don't want to be tight. Okay, so that's 6/10 over standard.
I thought it was. So it's not. It's not without.
Standard is 1 1/4.
Right.
3/16 twice. It's 3/8 of an inch.
Okay.
1 1/4 plus 3/8 is 1 5/8, which is what we set our gauge to over there. That happens to be what the hole size is, 1 5/8.
Right.
That's standard. Now you have to figure in clearances and uneven part thicknesses. So we know this is plus 6.
Right.
We know these are minus 3, 2 to 3. I don't know which one it was. So if we just figure 3, and we figure 6 here because there's a 10th variable. So you take 3 from your 6.
You have 3.
You want it with plus 3.
Right.
Now you got to put your clearance into it. We want 9/10. So you take 3 and you add your 9, you get 12, which is 1.2.
1.2. Right.
So that means we want 1.2 thousandths over 0. Our standard is what we hone these to.
Okay.
Did you get that all figured out?
Yeah.
Play that back a bunch of times to figure it out. Sometimes I do that on paper. But...
This video. This. Okay.
Okay, now, right now our rod is not 1.2 over, it is 2 under. It's also 2 over, because it's out around 4/10.
Okay.
We're going to be running at 1.2 way down here is what we're going to finish with.
Right.
Now you see why we use an oversized crank pin? because
Right, because we're going to have to hone out the...
I have to hone out about 6/10 at least. Now see how that one's squeezed?
Right.
So that was a half thou under. It's 4.5 out around, and it's under 0.
Right.
This one over here, it's 3 under and 1 over. So the average is 2/10 bigger on one side or the other side.
Okay.
This one here was 2 under and 2 over, I think, wasn't it? No, there's 0 and 2 on that half. You flip it around because you can get taper in these. And so we're averaging about 3.
Right, okay.
2 to 3 on this one under. So we got to hone this out. Now, if I had a standard crank pin in there, I could probably hone out 2, maybe 3/10, and I'd be at size.
Okay.
But with the 1 over crank pin, I have that extra thou to hone out now to get these better because these have a lot of deep grooving in them.
Right.
Marks. So it might not clean up 100% if I didn't do that.
Right.
So we got to do that. Now, next thing I do is go check the rod alignment to see if these rods are straight. You think they're straight?
I don't know.
We'll find out. So we're going that way.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Light. Look at your toes forward.
Well, I'm not looking at my toes. Tell me. The camera's just looking where my hand's pointing at. What's that?
Not the ground, because you're looking at the ground over there. This is not a towel holder. Get me look.
Everything in here is a towel holder. Everywhere I look, there's a towel.
Get the rust off.
Hey, I had my soda today, and when I went to sit it down, I couldn't find any spot that didn't have metal on it, so I took one of your towels and I set it down, and then I put my soda on top of it.
Good. So I can't yell at you today now?
Oh, I'm sure you will eventually.
Find something else to yell with. Okay, somebody got this loaded pile of crap. There. Perfect. So, over here is better for you.
All right, I don't know how this video is going to come out, but...
Crappy, because you're new.
Well...
You have to explain what you're here if you want. We ignore you. Now that does not fit in that rod because that's the wrong size.
Right, I got you.
That'd be a twin cam.
So this tool's... What is this tool called? What
Right here.
it's on?
Knockout.
All right, hold on.
It's a knockout.
All right. I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
You already interrupted me. You're in my way.
Oh.
I'm getting fucked over here behind you.
Well, I had it. Then the light. Hold on. There it is.
You're way too close.
Knockout.
Remember I told you zoom out, 50% window?
All right.
Does that help you at all what it is? Probably not.
No, but it's to check to make sure that the rods are straight.
Yes.
You told me that already.
Rod
That part I got.
It's a rod liner. Now what we want is all 3 of these buttons want to be flat against this plate here.
Right.
If it's not, then the rod's bent. Appears to be good.
Well, that one is anyway.
I'm shocked. Every now and then you luck out.
All right. Even our broken clocks is right twice a day.
Unless it's moving. A little bit right there. Do you like that adjustment?
Yeah. Because I was about to ask you if the rod's bent, what do we do about it? And then you just showed me, so.
Straighten it. Pretty close, but basically you take your little tool right here. You give one of those and one of those.
Nice.
And you go, oh, scrap. I just screwed it all up. Or maybe not. Make sure you always bend back so let it find its happy spot. You always got to reset it because it does move on the taper down there.
Okay.
Then you know you're perfect, so you go ahead and turn 180 degrees and see if you really are perfect.
Right.
Usually you find out you're not quite as perfect as you thought you were.
Right.
So I've done a backload because I overdone it. Now it's perfectly runnable the way it was. And it still is, basically. But if you don't like, within 5 or 10 thou,
Right.
then you gotta play with it for about an hour until you get it where it's perfect. Or you get tired of screwing with it, whichever comes first. Repeating on both directions. Okay, so that's now aligned.
Cool edge.
So what's after aligning?
I guess to hone them.
Show them we ground on there before.
Excuse me?
Show them where we ground on it.
Show them where we ground on it. Oh,
Camera. Look at the camera, not your eyes.
oh. Okay, well, let's do it like this.
Remember we grounded earlier?
Yes, I'm trying to get the damn... There we go. You can see where we ground on the face to make it nice and level, flat on each side. So, there we go.
This one you have to do because it goes on the inside.
Right, right, male, female rods, that part I got.
And it has adequate clearance so it's not tight in there. And if that was binding, then I would ground it too.
Right.
Okay, so now we got this ground. And what size hole are we grinding to? A hole to?
I don't remember.
You filming over there? Just look in that lens, see what you filming.
Okay, I was just walking then.
You're walking like this.
I know, all right.
If you're gonna wander, you gotta look at what I'm doing.
Well, you gotta remember.
We could always stop the video and start up again, but
No, I'm not a porno, what a porno. I don't make videos, so it's my first time ever operating a video camera, so we got on the side of you, so our customers, your customers can see what the hell you're doing here. This is a sun and hone. We're about to hone these rods. This has a video recorder on it, correct? Not video, a voice recorder?
what?
Or is this just all pictures?
What are you talking about? The home?
No, this one we're making right now.
You mean the camera?
Yeah.
Sign language, right?
Yeah. Well, if the sign language, you'd be had to put your finger at me for the last 20 minutes.
You had the finger in my hole? A hole in the finger?
Oh, nice.
Something like that. You gotta adjust my oil supply. Okay, I need to get my stones over here. We got 3 different ones because there's 3 different grids. And these are for this stone, these 2 are for different arbor, these 2 are for different arbor.
Right.
Don't mix them up because they wear differently.
Okay.
Okay, this is a coarse one. You use the coarse one first to get it to rough in. Normally I would have to do that on use a rod, but see now we got so much material to remove because we grabbed one over crank pin. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so you gotta make sure it rubs on this here evenly. There.
Okay.
That supports it,
Right.
so I don't have to manually hold it. My job is only going in and out evenly.
Right.
If you yank it like this, see it doesn't hold very accurate.
Right.
It'll make
I
it
gotcha.
barrel shaped. So you want to get real close down low, and you want to put something between here so it doesn't go metal in here and put big gouges in the rod.
Okay.
So that's what your fingers are for.
Okay.
So I usually put 3 in there and I just piece the bottom
All right.
until it's round. Then it doesn't do anymore.
Okay.
And then you got fingers in the back and the front, and you pull back and forth evenly, and don't do it like this.
All right.
And you flip it over like this, and you can hold it back and forth some more, and that will keep the taper out because you're going back and forth.
Right.
You flip them over, keeps the stones true and keeps the holes true. Then just for good measure, you measure to make sure.
Right.
It gets hot very quickly and it grows a lot, so you have to stick it over the cooling tank and cool it back down and then measure it.
Okay.
Because it will grow 2 or 3 tenths pretty quick. So next thing, adjust some tension on there. A little tension over there. Okay, we're good to go. Now we need some oil. Strokes each way. Got beats on my fingers a little bit.
All right.
Turn around. Okay, you see the mark in there?
Yes.
See, it's honing in the middle where the rod roll is at, but where the cage was, it's worn away because the cage acts like a lapping over where the grit stuff embeds in the cage and eats up the hard race.
I gotcha.
The rollers are hard on both surfaces, roller and race, so they don't wear very much. The grit just kind of scratches, it doesn't wear. So that's how a lap works. A hone's different. It has a stone. The stone does the cutting. The shoe's back here rough. Right here, it doesn't wear. So that little bit I honed, I haven't even done anything yet because I'm still cutting only in the very center.
Right.
Here's the other rod, same thing. You can see how it's not cutting here, cutting there.
Right.
You can also see how rough it is. See, there's like a marks going at an angle through it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's either for me or it was originally it was still in there, not worn out.
Right.
I don't think my stone's that rough, so I think that's the reason it's through. Hold this a few more times. Pop this out. That's probably going to quit. Let's see what we got. See the high spot goes all the way down to 4 tenths. We got one under 4, that's 5 out. Or
Right.
5/10 out of round. So that one there is only one under. So this side needs to be honed more than this side to get the taper out of it. So on this side, this always cuts more here than on the outside.
Right.
Check it, see where you're at. Still needs to be cut more on that one side.
That was pretty good there.
2/10 out around on that now. Still got our low spot here though, so that's come out.
Right.
So we gotta keep working on that one. Take a look at our nail rod, see where we're at on that. It tends to not cut the nail rod as much as the outside. Okay, that's the 2/10 out. Good. This has that low spot in there just like the other rod.
Right.
So this side here is tapered. This side's tapered this side. And look at how that actually goes together that way. So this is worn more on this side than this side equally.
Right.
With both rods, which is kind of rare. So it's worn quite a bit. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing, only on the one side. Now we got only 1/10 and a half out around.
Right.
Let's get the hone straight. Still got our same 4/10 low. I haven't made it any looser yet on this rod.
Right.
I'm not cutting on that one very much. Most of my cutting's over on this side. Keep sneaking up on the rod set, trying to make it straight and round without running out enough to make it size correct. Now we're only 1/10 out around.
Right.
And still 4/10 in our low spot. It hasn't changed. But the rod's getting hot, so I know it's expanding. We're going to flip it around a little bit just to make sure things are still straight. way. Now like half a tenth out of round.
Right.
50 millionths now. That's getting pretty round. The size is a little better.
Be about 3/10 out.
Now this one here is still out of round quite a bit, but it's now getting bigger. It's tighter than the other thing. So we need to work on that a little bit.
So you always, when you were honing rods, you always hone them together, not separately?
Yeah, pretty much. Until I get closer, I do anyway.
Well, I would think that you'd want them always do them together because that way they're uniform.
Well, what happens is when you hone them separate,
Right.
this rod here might twist like that and hold this way,
Right.
and then it won't fit in here.
Right.
It locks up the bearing and twist sideways. So if you hone them together for most of the time, you'll always be able to put the crank pin in out because this rod will always be flat against this rod
Okay.
within whatever clearance you have. So it doesn't bind it up. You always want to be doing that a little bit. Flip this around this way. Sometimes go both directions now. I gotta get that high spot to come in now. The high spot now got knocked down to 0 from something one or so. The low spot's still at 4. The other one, we're at 3 all the way around.
Okay.
We'll work on some more. I have fairly low pressure on my hone, that's why it's not taking much metal out.
Yeah, but you can always peel metal off. It's slightly easier to peel metal off than it is to put it back on.
Correct. Okay, so here's our high spot now.
Right? That was perfect. What are you down to about? What, 2 thou for your low?
2/10 on that one bad side.
Right.
It's still in there. Here's what this is backwards. Okay, so but we're getting heat in here, so I need to cool this.
Right.
Stick it over the tank. Cool it. Field drops the room temperature because the oil over there is room temperature. This oil in here is making heat because I'm holding it. It's making heat.
All right, I got you.
Then we turn the pressure up just a little bit. Get the rods in there, all right. Shrunk down.
Yeah, but you're only about 2/10 out now, right?
Yeah, most freeways it's only 1/10. It's under 1/10. But the size is not coming in yet.
So why did he tear this motor down anyway? It doesn't appear to me that it was that bad.
There's a lot of metal in it.
Where did he find the metal in the oil bag? What's that?
You can see it, the pistons.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're
Yeah, I'm understanding what you're saying, but my question is, the bike must have been doing something or making some kind of noises for him to decide that it needed. Oh. Well, he just don't arbitrarily tear a motor apart, so I'm thinking it must have been.
Oh, you gotta look at me now.
Well, I'm looking at you. All right, no, we've been looking at the machine. I've been on the machine. I've been back and forth, back and forth.
You gotta look at me. I'm not being paid to take the motor apart and look at it. I was paid to fix the lower end and change out the casing. someone else is putting the motor together. So I come in toward the end of the deal. I don't know exactly what the reason for the other parts is. What's going on. Take much metal out now. So you can see how it's honed all the way across the surface now.
Right.
And this side here looks like it's all the way around now.
Yeah, nice smooth cut all the way across.
Yeah, well, it's rough finish, but it's all the way around. I'm thinking my stone's glazing up because it's not really cutting in the metal. Deglaze a little bit. Put a little more pressure on it. Pull the rod down a little bit. It's going to make it heater in a minute. Hopefully the rod's in the correct right unplug itself, start to cut. So between 4 and 5 tenths right now on that. This one's 3 to 4 is 1 tenth smaller. Remember, we're working our way to 12. We're at 4 right now. So.
Right.
Okay, we're at 5 tenths now. So I need nothing to move.
Right. The needle's not even moving.
Yeah, do a quarter of a tenth. Now I got a different. That was 4 to 1, 4 to 5 right there. That was 4 to 5. That was 3.5 or so. Slight amount of taper in it. It's still tight on this one side. I got it out. Okay. So I'm going to cool these down a little bit. Take our stone out and swap to a finer stone. We're at 5 to 6 under right now, or tenths, so we need to go to 12. This one here is an 83. 95. You got to remember to use the same wedge, because each wedge is different. It makes the stones cut differently.
Okay.
So if I don't change out the same, keep the same wedge for the 3 different stones, they won't repeat.
I see.
So it'll cut real heavy on one side, not the other, and you don't know what it will do. Found that out over the years, because I used to have a bunch of wedges on all the stones. That didn't work very good. You go from different mandrels, different sizes, another problem. That's why these 3 stones stay with this for doing rods.
Right.
And I only use one wedge.
Damn it.
Eliminates errors.
Hold on. What the hell did I do here?
I don't know. Would you super zoom it? I can't see it.
Yeah, I did something wrong. There, back where I was.
There you go. Okay, I got this set. Pressure's up. Timer's up. This is our intermediate finish.
Right.
Fine on it now?
Yeah.
Okay, we're 9.5 on that side. 9.5, 9 on that side. This one's at 8. A little more honey. That one's at 10, 9.5 on that one side. Slightly bigger. You get tired?
No. All right.
I'm only on 1 foot.
Well, got it. Well, besides bad knee and bad back and bad eyes, other than that, I'm pretty good. And high blood pressure.
Yeah, there you go. Good.
But I'm no longer on diabetes medicine, so that's a good thing.
There you go. You haven't died yet. Okay, now we're going to refine stone.
All right.
It'll get cooled out over here. Okay, I hold it all the way down to 10. And see, now we're at 9. Because it shrunk 1/10.
All right. Where do we want to get on that gauge? All the way about
12.
All right.
We're at 1 to go down to 12. 1, 2.
1, 2 tenths.
No. 1.2 thousandths, which is 12 tenths.
12 tenths.
Losing
I
track?
gotcha.
You lost track? Forget what you're doing? So I got 2 tenths to take out, or almost 3.
Isn't that what I just said?
And then you got the, let's see, we had one bearing that we were going to run a little tighter than the other. The female rod was looser, the bearings were looser on the female, so technically the female can be 1/10 tighter than the male side. But it was tapered 1/10, so it's kind of a wash. Usually I don't worry about it when it's that close, I just kind of go with the tight spot and don't worry about the loose spot. See, it's tight now.
Seems a little tight there.
Refining stone here, roughly like 500-600 grit probably. That's how fine they make them.
Mm-hmm.
And both sides of the stone shows an uneven grind from the previous stone.
All right.
It's not cutting right here, but it's cutting only there. Sometimes we'll do that because it's such a fine stone, it'll show unevenness. tell we're not measured yet. Doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, that one's about 11 tenths. So is that one. That's about 10, 10 and a half. That one's going to do anything. Which is about normal. Well, 12 and a half on the one side. 11. I'm stroking the place where I feel it's cut evenly and not cut.
Right.
What I want to do. I'm controlling what I want to cut by what I'm feeling. Right now these are a little hot. Put the new tank. I got 4 different tanks over here. The other one might be getting warmed up, so we'll try to do one. Now, as long as everything is the same temperature that you measure at, the clearance will be accurate. If you got various temperatures in your parts, and your mics, and your bearings, and everything else,
Right.
you have no accuracy to be all over the place. So you got your 12 right there.
Right.
You go up to 11 as I sat. This thing's called measurement. Okay, this is 11 and a half to 12. That's right there for some reason. It's jumping out. Belongs. Okay, see the dial.
Right on mine.
So much for those. Maybe half a tenth. It's moving half a tenth on both sides, not around. And right, so right now this one's a half a tenth tight.
Right.
Remember, we can be tight on this one. This one's going to be at the full 12. Right now we're at 11. Well, it's 1/10 out around on this one for some reason. This one here going a little bit more out. Cool it. That's 11 3/4, 12. See that?
That's it.
From here, 11 5/8 maybe. That's about 12 now. So it's got 1/10 out on one side and only half a tenth on the other side. But our average is a 12. So this one's right on the money. This one here is half a tenth tight, which is alright because the rollers are a tenth tighter than these other ones, average.
Okay.
So that should all be at the right size. So now I gotta clean all this up and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Shut her off.
How do I shut her off?
Close it. Hit the button.
All right.